Alright guys, what's going on? It's Trev back again. So, it looks like we're going to be seeing Rampage return finally. And he's going to be facing Matt Hamill. So actually I shouldn't say finally because Rampage hasn't been off for that long. He did beat Lyoto Machida last fight, and it was a controversial decision, but he did push the pace of the fight. I was able to see that fight in person, so I was pretty lucky in Detroit, and it was a great event, a great fight, and yeah, Rampage took that one. So I think he deserved it. Now he's going to be facing Matt Hamill at UFC 130. So Matt Hamill is the kind of fighter that he's a wrestler that, his striking is kind of subpar. He's able to strike with guys like Tito Ortiz, and he'll do pretty well, Keith Jardine, guys like that. But will he be able to strike with a guy like Rampage? I personally don't think he can. I don't think he can stand up with Rampage. I think that if he does, he's going to get knocked out. And he probably knows that too. So what he's going to be looking to do is he's going to be looking to wrestle with Page. So it seems in the 205 division, almost every fighter there is, except for maybe Shogun and Machida, are going to try to wrestle Rampage. They're not going to want to stand with Rampage because Rampage has got excellent boxing. His kicking is not very good. He doesn't really use his feet very much. He more zeroes in on as far as the boxing goes, which does sometimes leave him susceptible to leg kicks, which Matt Hamill could probably use, but will it be that effective? I doubt it. I don't think it'll be that big of a, will do that much. So the question becomes really, are we going to see sort of like a rematch or a redoing of Rashad Evans against Rampage, where Rashad was able to just take him down for most of the fight and keep him down and keep him controlled and grind out a decision? I personally don't think that Matt Hamill is going to be able to do that. I don't think Matt Hamill is as explosive as Rashad. And Matt Hamill is kind of one of those guys that if he's top 10, he's probably somewhere between 7th, 8th, or 9th overall in terms of the 205 division. I don't think Matt Hamill is a top 5 fighter, and I don't really understand why they're making this matchup. I mean, Rampage is he's right at the top right now. They asked him if he wanted to fight Shogun before they asked Jon Jones, and Rampage was too out of shape. He said, I'm weighing like 250 pounds, I'm fat as hell, I can't cut down for that fight, I won't be able to make it. Won't be able to make weight, and I won't be able to train properly. So Jon Jones was the one who got the title shot against Shogun. Rampage didn't. But now you go from Rampage, who was going to fight Shogun, to fighting Matt Hamill. It doesn't really make sense to me why they would go from, offering him a fight with Shogun, who's the champion, down to Matt Hamill. To me, Matt Hamill seems like he's further behind Lyoto Machida. So, I don't know. I guess really both guys are kind of in limbo, and they don't really have someone to fight. Shogun's tied up, and Jon Jones is tied up, so they just find themselves fighting each other. I'm going to say that in this fight, I have to predict that Rampage is going to take this because of his experience, because I think that being that he's been back in fighting for a little while now, he's going to perform much better than when he fought Rashad Evans. When he fought Rashad Evans, he was filming the A-Team, and he was off for a while. He wasn't really, he didn't really look like he was, doing that well compared to how he could have done. I think he really should have won that fight. That was a fight that he kind of let slip by just because of all the stuff he was doing. He wasn't really, in my opinion, he wasn't in as good a shape as he was for the Lyoto Machida fight. When he fought Machida, he was, we saw flashbacks of Rampage from Pride. I mean, when he came out to the Pride music, I mean, that was sick, man. And he just, he charged at him just like, where he got his nickname from, Rampage, because, he comes at these guys. He comes after him. He comes to fight. He doesn't care whether he wins or loses. He's just coming to whoop some ass. And that's Rampage, man. He even says in his interviews, you listen to him talk, and he's saying, I don't care if I win, if I lose, I'm just gonna whoop some ass or whatever, It's great. I love Rampage, and I got to go with him in this fight. I think that he's got, I don't really think that Matt Hamill should be fighting Rampage. Can he out-wrestle Rampage? Oh, yeah, he can. But I think that Rampage is going to be, is going to be ready this time. He's had some good fights last year now. He hasn't been filming any movies. So even if he's taken some time off, it's going to be easier for him to bounce back. He hasn't taken a whole year off or more, 18 months or something like that. So I'm going to pick Rampage in this fight. I'd say the percentage, you're looking at 70-30. So Rampage should be the favorite like crazy. Matt Hamill's kind of a guy that he's almost like a gatekeeper. For the way I look at him is he's a gatekeeper for the 205 division. You know, he's got a disability, hearing disability, and you know, he's a good fighter, and he beat Tito Ortiz last time. But do I really think he's a top fighter and like he'll ever be getting a title shot? Well, you saw what happened when he fought Jon Jones. So I think Rampage should knock him out. I'd say we're probably looking at, if not a first-round knockout, then maybe a second-round knockout. 70-30 for Rampage Jackson. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.